All right. So big move down. I've already um, created a game plan here, but well, not a game plan. Anyways, whatever. We're just gonna go through some things real quick. So IWM technically has not taken out that low. Interesting, but Russell has. Dow Jones finally had the sweep here, just to give it now that look. Could easily come probably take this low out, but we'll see. And then we have that gap down. It would make sense for it to come trade just down into here before finally, getting that last leg down and then going up. But could come fill the gap first. Um, SPY, it's inside of this range still. It has taken out lows. It looks good enough for a bounce, but I would like to see some SMT with NASDAQ and then the QQQs, um, similar to SPY, it's just inside of the range. So if you take a look at the futures charts, we've created relative equal lows here on YM. And we've got bullish fair value gaps inside of there. Is there anything on the weekly? Nothing on the weekly, but on the daily we've got fair value gaps all through here. I'm just going to mark that whole thing as a fair value gap. So it makes sense to come just a little lower for YM, but it already has taken out a significant amount of liquidity already. Go to DIA. Yeah, I mean that's basically good enough there. But yeah, we have these lows now, so it could just be the last little movement to get down there. We've got SFT. Everything on Russell is actually looking really good for a long, except I just don't like how there's no SMT on NASDAQ and ES. Ideally, ES takes out a low here, and it hasn't. We look at SPY. Nope. Oh, that's regular trading hours. Okay. SPY has not, and SPX, it also has not. So I would like to see this get taken. Since we have these new lows here on YM, it makes me really think that we will take it before we go up, and then that would be a nice long in NASDAQ and ES and Russell. But for now, Russell is still setting up. Um, I think I will play it if it on the news today for the gap fill, but it would be a probably smaller size trade just because I would like to see the criteria line up with these guys too. Um, Technically, ES has come down to this low, so and Nasdaq hasn't. So I mean, you could say that's SMT, but we also had old SMT here. So if there's a smaller time frame SMT, maybe that's what could be what does the job here. You can already see we did get some. Excuse me. Nasdaq put in its lows into here, and ES continued lower significantly, and then made another low here. So technically, there is a market structure shift, or not a sorry, there is a SMT there, and even with YM held strong while ES made a new low. As for the unusual whales flow, SPY net flow Had calls negative all day, obviously following the sell-off, but into the end of the day, calls came up right before 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. and had a slight sell-off, but did hold um, in a positive trend, whereas puts continued negative during that period, although there was a nice little spike in the close, but that's just matching the downward price action versus the calls were not matching. Well, they were matching, but then they held during the sell-off. So to me, that tells me that they're uh, they're loading up a little bit for the reversal. Tide had puts all on top all day. By the way, puts were on bottom in SPY, so they're selling puts here at the lows, and they did buy a little bit of calls. Whereas Tide just followed price. Um, Lots of puts, negative calls, but we had the opposite almost on SpyNet. So we're just looking for an area to get long here. Could easily soup this low. Just be based on daily candles, but actually let's take a look. Yeah, we've already taken out that low on ES actually. So yeah, I think we're ready to get long here. It's just where do we get long? Well, news is in 25 minutes, so we'll be looking into this price action here. We have a 1 hour shift, nothing on the 4. So zooming into the 1, we have no shifts here on ES. Nothing here on NASDAQ. We do have a nice little shift there on the Dow. With the gap above. Will we just immediately shoot out of here? I don't know. We might chop around, do some sort of seek and destroy since it's non-farm payroll. At the same time, I could see us easily just retracing back up since we're not done. Using this for an accumulation before the final manipulation leg and then reversal, maybe. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, 1 hour, we got YM with a nice little shift, but not fully out of here yet. Dow Jones, uh, now we got relative equal highs there, and Asia taking out the lows. And there's an SMT there with a nice little sell-off there where we came back, we accumulated. Now we're just chopping. It seems like we could just go up from here. Versus ES could actually come back down, I think. Take out this low or even come lower. But yeah, I would like to see some sort of news. The news create some sort of smaller time frame SMT. So we'll be looking for that. Russell. So this is kind of what Russell does, is it creates SMT where it holds relative strength, but then it does manipulate lower. So I do like Russell for a long. There is no 1 hour shift yet. Kind of, if you count that. Um, yeah, kind of tough to know where to get just buy it because it's like I just want to buy it down here. So here's a nice little order block, but it didn't displace anything. Got a little displacement there, so maybe back down to the true day open would be a possible long idea, or just a new low. Lining that up with what's going on over here. So so yeah, wow, from here to here, we made a new low on Russell as a manipulation leg. So yeah, some sort of move down here. makes the most sense back down into this area. All right, so yeah, that's kind of the game plan. Technically, I think Russell's the strongest trade because that's the exact manipulation we get before a big move. We also had a manipulation on ES. Russell flow was really bullish. um, Calls are on top with at the low, at the this low or this low, one of these lows. Well, okay, 9 a.m. New York. Oh wait, sorry, 9 a.m. my time. So this would be 11 a.m. No, man, I don't know why they changed my time format. After we got the majority of the sell-off, so yeah, right as we got into here, puts completely dumped, and most of the flow was actually call premiums. So they were low, they were hiding their call buying into the sell-off here. So yeah, calls did come back down though. We had a ramp up into the low at about 2.5, almost 3 million in premium, and then we reached a nice little high of 3.5, and then as we came lower, we we did take out all of that premium. Though puts just came down very sharply again. So they're hmm, they're unloading their puts. So to me, that's the obvious signal. Puts should have been rising if it was the opposite, since they should be like trading puts,